Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be looking at the aftermath of the very strange, bizarre Camp NaNoWriMo that we've just had for July. We are now in August, it is officially more than halfway through the year, and my brain is still very frazzled. So I thought I'd do this little writing update just to give a general all-around overlook. If you didn't want to watch my Camp Nano vlogs, then this is a too long didn't read summary, I suppose. So hi, how's it going? One thing that has to be said, which is very different from the last two NaNoWriMos that I participated in, because I participated in main Nano in November, obviously, and then I did participate in my first ever Camp NaNoWriMo in April, so this is my second. And for November and April, I didn't get the writing hangover. Like, you write solidly every day to try and reach an insane word count, and then at the end of it you just think, oh my god, and you collapse past the finish line and you just don't want to write for a few days. I never had that. I was like, no, I'm clearly on a roll. This is clearly a habit that I've built up. Why would I want to stop now? Let's keep going. And then it wouldn't be until a few weeks later that I'd be like, okay, maybe I'll take a break now. No, this time the hangover has hit me straight away. As soon as I finished editing the last vlog, I sat down, I closed my laptop, and I have not picked it up for writing since. I have not looked at the story, I haven't thought about the story, my brain has just completely shut down in terms of writing, and I don't know how to feel about that, because on one hand I'm like, okay, well clearly I did need a break, but then on the other I'm like, well, you built up a habit and now it's slowly slipping away, what are you gonna do? I am starting to feel, this has been a few days later, I'm starting to feel the urge to get back into writing again. I just think I need another day or two where I'm not solely focused on it, because that was the thing. I was, you know, okay, this is going to be a writing day, or I don't really have time to do any gaming, I don't really have time to do this, or, you know, I can do a bit of a workout but not too much because I need to do writing, and that kind of drained me a little bit. Whereas before I had the excuse of, oh, I'm also working, so it's okay if I don't have time to do this. But now, because of lockdown and my workplace also being closed for the summer holidays, I don't have that excuse. So the fact that I was pushing myself so hard without the distraction of work made it feel like I was just going a little bit too heavy with it, which is a strange but interesting development. It's strange to know that when I'm in a working routine, and I have a routine, my writing is far more productive because I'm able to manage my day and manage my time a lot better than when I have all of this free time and I'm like, okay, this will be a complete full-on writing day, which is great on the occasion, but when it's every day it tends to make things a bit daunting and you don't really have time for yourself. I was deliberately avoiding gaming and you know, just trying to enjoy myself a little bit more, maybe watch a few more movies or TV shows. I wasn't letting myself do that because I was like, you've got all this free time, you could clearly write more than you normally would, but I wasn't writing as productively as I normally would because I didn't have the routine and the schedule and the option, well, not option, I wasn't giving myself the option to take a break because in my mind, we're in one giant break, so why would you take extra breaks? That is an unhealthy mindset, and I am very annoyed at myself looking back, because near the end of Camp NaNoWriMo, I think you could see in videos, I was getting more sluggish and groggy, and I wasn't filming as much, and I didn't have as much energy, because it really drained me. So that was an interesting development. I'm learning a lot about myself during this very strange time that we're in, but I feel like it's beneficial because I wouldn't have learned this stuff otherwise. I wouldn't have learned how much I needed a proper routine. I wouldn't have learned how much working and being out of the house often would give me so much more productivity when I do sit down. Because when I'm in work, I'm seeing writing as my fun escape time. But when I'm not in work, and I'm feeling like, oh, you're on a break so you can just have fun writing, I'm not having as much fun because I'm making that my work. And even though I do want to be a published writer, and earn a living as a writer and an author, and so it would be my work, that's a routine that I'd need to get in during the time that it arrives. Pushing myself into it now when I already have a work routine waiting for me at the end of all this is just a very jumbled mess. It was just interesting to me. It's like a case study. It is like a case study. If you're treating every day as one giant break, does that one giant break then become tedious and turn into work? For me, yes it does. In saying that though, I did win. I did beat my target and I did beat the overall nano assumption. So for every nano you kind of get the thing of you have to write 50,000 words, and I managed to get to 51,600 words-ish, something like that, which I'm so happy with, and I didn't expect, because originally my target was 35,000 words. And it was interesting again looking back at April's, because my April target was also 35,000 words, but for that one I only got to 49,500 words. I say only, that's still a lot, but you know, still. So the fact that I was able to write at least 2,000 extra words was very interesting. And I think that's because I was pushing myself so hard, but now it's led to this burnout. So it was also kind of interesting looking at my style of writing as well, because I have a habit of when I first sit down to do a project, I just spew everything out onto the page. So I've got my plan, I've got my characters, I've got, you know, the story arcs I want to hit. But then when it actually comes down to sitting down and writing it, I do just, you know, write whatever scene is in my head, whether or not it's in order, just to be like, okay, so I want this scene to happen, I want this scene to happen, blah, 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 and then jigsaw piece it together and edit it as I go when I go to do a full right from beginning to end draft. And I did that with April. I did the jigsaw thing, so I thought that July I'd be able to write solidly from start to finish. Well, maybe not finish, because I did not finish, but you know what I mean, make a good dent. But I found that even though I did manage to write from chapter 1 to 5 solidly, I was still jumping ahead and editing scenes that I wanted to fit in, but now the thing had changed because, God, the planning and the outline changed so much. It was a very disjointed way of writing, and I was not expecting that. Because with main nano in November, I did write solidly from beginning to end, with a few little, exceptions here and there, but for the most part I did. So I thought I'd gotten the jigsaw piecing out of the way, but apparently I hadn't, because it came back with a vengeance and it kept distracting me from what was happening. So when I say, oh yeah, I've only written 5 chapters, I have actually written a hell of a lot more. I just haven't been able to write up to those points yet. So it feels like I've done less, even though I've actually written more. And it's a very disjointed, fragmented thing, and I'm not happy with myself on that one. Even though I still got the word count, I felt like I didn't have focus, and I think that is because I wasn't really looking after myself, because I was treating this like a 24/7 job. I think going forward what I'm gonna do is have a designated time slot for writing. So if I am going to treat it like a job, I need to treat it like a proper job with proper hours and proper breaks, rather than just being like, this is my day off so I can spend all day writing. But then tomorrow and all of next week and the week after is also going to be nothing but days off, so you're only going to be writing. Forcing myself into that is not going to be healthy, and you've seen the aftermath where the hangover has hit royally this time. I think I'm going to give it a couple more days and then I might get back into writing. Wednesday, I think. You can't put a time limit on these things, but I just want a nice long writing break. Whatever chapters I finished, I've sent to one of my beta readers, because that was a big motivator last time, the last couple times, and it is still a motivator now, where I will finish a chapter, I will send it off to her, and she can make notes for me, so when I do get all of it done, I have notes waiting for me straight away, which was a massive help, and I recommend it. but you do have to give warning if you do make changes, because that can get messy. But that is a subject for another video. So what have I been doing for the past few days since Nano has ended? I've gotten back into Animal Crossing. I have spoken to friends a lot more. I've been going on a lot more walks. I've been trying a bit more exercise, and I have finally started the final season of the Walking Dead game. And I'm scared for my girl. Say what you want about Telltale games, but Walking Dead, the development Clementine goes through is just S-tier ranking. I love this girl so much, and I am very scared of what's going to happen to her. No spoilers, please. No spoilers. So yeah, I have just been relaxing and enjoying myself and getting back into baking, because I didn't really do any apart from cookies once, I think, and I've missed it, and that is my... Even though I get stressed while baking, it is my version of relaxing, and I know it's weird. Yeah, this was a very strange but interesting Camp Nano. I've learnt a lot. I've learnt that I do need structure, which I kind of figured out before, but I didn't realise how much I needed it until I actually tried to treat this as a full-time, like 12-hour every single day job, and it just burnt me out so much. I'm still excited to finish this story, and I'm still really passionate about the series because I have 5 planned altogether. This is number 2 that I'm on. I am really excited. I just need time to figure out what kind of schedule I need and what will work for me. But that is all I really have for you. It is just an update on how it went, what went wrong, and how I'm going to get better in the future. But it was interesting. I'm definitely glad that I took part in it, because this year is my first year of taking part in any Camp Nanos at all, and I'm really glad because they are so different to main NaNoWriMo, and I wasn't expecting that, but they're giving me a lot of insight to how my brain works in ways that I didn't fully understand, and I'm really grateful for that. Yes, I'm going to... I've started the 2nd book of the Kane Chronicles. I'm really enjoying it, so I'm going to read a few chapters of that, possibly make myself cry playing the next episode of Walking Dead game, and yeah, I'm just gonna chill. I'm just gonna chill for a few more days, and then I will get back into writing, because I do already miss it, but I am fully aware that I need the time. Don't burn yourself out, guys. Do not force yourself and make this into a 12-hour, like 24/7 kind of work ethic. Don't do that, because it will hurt, and it will hurt your mindset, and it is not healthy, and you have to deal with the insane hangover and grogginess and almost dread afterwards, and it's not fun. It's not fun, and it's not fair. But I hope you did well. I hope you absolutely smashed your targets. I hope you looked after yourself and stayed safe, and let me know how your Camp NaNoWriMo did. I really want to hear about it, and I hope you guys are doing well. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye, my scribblers.